Hi, I'm Santino Pizzo, owner-operator of Pizzos Pizzeria and Wine Bar.
Excellent, Santino. So I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions on the inflation in the restaurant, how that's affected your small business. I understand that it's been affecting a lot of small businesses recently in San Diego. So I'm gonna start with how prepared you were going into this. I know COVID hit right when things started getting more and more expensive. So coming into this, were you prepared as far as inflation rates?
Not totally prepared, no, because couldn't see what was coming, the whole pandemic and everything with that. Didn't know what was going on with it too much, so prepared with inflation, no. Mm-mm.
No, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk about how it's affected your business directly.
Yeah.
I understand prices have been going up. Distributors have been charging a lot more. Is there anything specifically that has really affected the business as far as inflation?
Yeah, so the direct things have been just commodity prices in general have been going up across the board. So anywhere from supplies, because that was the first thing that hit. That was unexpected because now everything went to takeout. So trying to get all the takeout supplies, supply and demand just increased price drastically, and then also on the food side as well, because then there was a bunch of shortages. A lot of plants were closing down, the beef plants, chicken plants, because they were impacted tremendously by the COVID. And so getting product drove a lot of prices up, and it was very hard to get product. And then when you did get product, it was a lot more expensive.
I understand that. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So now let's talk about staff. So obviously minimum wage has gone up.
Yes.
How has that affected your hiring process as far as getting more staff? Have you tried to lean less on that, and how's that
Well,
been?
hiring process, we just continue to constantly haven't slowed down on hiring. Is finding the right person has been crucial to the business, and unfortunately, with the pricing or with the minimum wage going up, we did have to take price increases to offset some of those costs. So,
Gotcha.
so that's how we've been dealing with that.
Okay, perfect. And then let's jump into the distributors. So we talked about a little bit how you get a lot of your stuff sourced from other countries. You get a lot of stuff imported.
Stuff import from Italy, yeah.
Okay, so has that been affected a little bit by
Yes.
inflation?
So actually, right now, as of today, we're on a flour program that comes directly from Italy, and the flour has not hit the port yet. And we're
Gotcha.
on our last sack of flour today, so we're working with a different vendor to get something more local in the meantime, to get us through the rest of the week until it actually arrives. So the delays with containers and containers sitting at the ports have had a big impact with the business, because every month suppliers are out of different ingredients, and so we're getting substitute product which might not be to our specs, and then we have to work around that as well.
Okay, gotcha. And then how do they let you know beforehand that things are gonna start kind of getting delayed, or is it kind of like a week to week thing where they're like, hey, you know what, I'm not gonna be able to get you your produce this week? How does that usually work?
Some items we do have a heads up with.
Okay.
The product coming from Italy, we do get notice. But like for example, last week no one had pizza boxes.
Yeah.
So the vendor, when I placed my order on Tuesday, I found out Tuesday that we might not get our pizza boxes on Wednesday. So the vendors are working with other vendors to try to get us a different product. So a lot of times, if we order just say 200 items, 5 to 10 items, we don't know if we're going to get the next day or not.
I understand. Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, so and then it's kind of a domino effect from there. So obviously your servers,
Yeah.
they don't have the same things that they used to have. Customers get a little bit upset because prices are going up
Yep.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so domino effect from there. Perfect. So that leads into my next point. So the customers, have you been getting a lot of customer complaints about prices going up?
No, luckily we haven't. I just think that with everything in general, from the supermarkets to gas to everything, they see it happening throughout, I guess, their general living purchases, life purchases, that it's translating when they go to the restaurants, they see it as well. So we took a price increase on the beginning of February, and we haven't heard so much.
That's good.
About
So
it, yeah.
okay, that's
Yeah.
good. So everybody kind of understands in the area that things are generally going up.
Yes, correct.
That's good. Yeah, I remember.
Been very supportive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I remember in the very beginning, at first people weren't too happy about it, and you had people here and there say a couple things, but it seems like everyone's kind of already gotten used to the fact that
Yeah.
things are going to get much more expensive. Excellent, excellent. Okay, and then last thing I want to touch on is as far as hours.
Yes.
So store hours. Are you kind of upset at the fact that maybe you won't be able to open as long as you might want to because of staffing and because of all this other
Yes.
stuff?
So like with the Millennia location, we're only open the 5 days a week, and a good portion of that is due to staffing.
Gotcha.
Not having enough staff when we first opened to be able to open the full 7 days a week. It hasn't really impacted San Miguel too much, other than the fact changed our hours of operation, cut those back a little bit, but it's mainly Millennia where we're seeing the staffing, not having enough staff to open the 7 days a week.
Excellent, Latino. Well, thank you very much. It looks like things have been, despite everything else,
I know.
doing pretty well. But I appreciate you talking to me. Thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you.